unmute. But I'm glad y'all are here, or even those that are having to catch the recording. So tonight I'm really excited. You guys get to hear from Diamond Alicia McKee. And this woman is one of the first people that I started following whenever I started doing Plexus. So I think of you as like one of the mother diamonds in my journey. But I followed her for a long time, and you guys know I love to have guest speakers come in here. And yes, one element of it is that I don't have to prepare a call every week, and that's fantastic. But really, it's more about the fact that I know when I first started my journey, I was so inspired by watching those that had gone before me. Like when my belief in myself was so microscopic because I didn't know anything and I felt like I was doing everything wrong and it was never going to happen. And why do I think that I'm going to be the one that can do this? Like all the thoughts, right? I watched those that had gone before me and had done it and realized we're all just wives and moms and sisters and daughters and some dads and husbands and all that in there, but mostly women who decided to take a chance on something. We all just decided to take a chance and do the scary thing and lean into that. And for me, it's just really inspiring, even now where I am in my journey, to continue hearing from those that have done it. And I know it's got to be for you guys, but just hearing some things that they did and lessons that they learned, and just hearing what their journey looked like, because it's imperfect, just like ours. Every journey is imperfect. Like those at the top or those that failed a lot more than those who are not at the top, and heard no a lot more and had their heart broken a lot more. So I just hope you guys just can be blessed by hearing Alicia's journey, and then maybe just some things that have helped her along the way that can hopefully help us as well. So Alicia, thank you for joining us. You will have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay, unmuted. Thank you for having me. This is fun. I love talking to other teams and just getting to know more Plexis, right? And seeing how everybody else works their business and does things differently. And it's just fun. It's fun to be one Plexus, and the culture that we have is unlike anything else out there. I don't know if y'all have ever done another network marketing company, but I did a long time ago, and it was R4 no more type mentality. Like we did not share with any other teams at all. Nobody else was allowed. And so when you come here and you're like, wait, what? We're all doing this together. Okay. And so I love it. It's so much, it feels like family, right? It feels like we're all part of something together. So thanks for hopping on the call. I know it's a busy, crazy day. Monday, it's, since I've been in Plexus, I don't hate Mondays anymore. Anybody else like that? So it definitely has freed up I can't even imagine working for somebody else, honestly. I can't imagine going back to that corporate world. I'll fill you in a little bit about my story and how I got started, and a couple of tips for y'all that I constantly tell my team. And so we'll do that at the end. But on Easter, y'all, this coming Easter, I will celebrate 9 years with Plexus. So my 9-year anniversary is coming up, my Plexiversary, and I'm thrilled. On one hand, I can't believe it's been 9 years, and on another hand, and it's like, wow, we've done a lot in 9 years, right? So it's pretty exciting. It's an exciting time. Tomorrow is a big day in Plexus. Tomorrow is a huge launch day. Be excited. There's some great things coming. So yeah, if you haven't gotten your tablet yet, if you haven't earned your tablet yet, you will tomorrow. Okay, let's just put that out there, because there's some great things and you're going to be able to share with all the people tomorrow. So anyway, can I give a hint? We'll just see. You can give a hint. I don't know. I kind of want to give a hint.
Well, a lot of people here were on the call because a lot of us went to Super Saturday live.
Okay. But
not everyone.
The other thing.
I'm going to let you just.
Okay. All right. I'll maybe at the end. We'll see. If y'all really want to know the hint for tomorrow, we'll do that at the end. But anyway, I'm in Frisco, Texas. It's just north of Dallas, if y'all aren't familiar with the area. And I've lived here for since 1996, right after we got married, and have 4 beautiful girls that keep me on my toes. And let me just tell you, girls are expensive, so it's a good thing for Plexus, right? So Oh, somebody's in Frisco too. Carol, that's awesome. Okay, so you know where I'm at. And I'll tell you, back in the day when I first started with Plexus, I did not join for the business. I joined because I had baby weight to lose, because I had that fourth one 3 weeks before I turned 40. Okay, I'm telling my age here, but having a baby late in life is very different than having the others. And I was looking for something to help with that baby weight. And a friend had posted, a skinny friend had posted, you know, do we really trust the skinny friend? Anyway, a skinny friend had posted about her husband losing weight and that she had lost a couple pounds too. And so I'd reached out to her, and I was still nursing Sinclair at the time. And she said, go check out my website, and sent me her link. And that was it. She didn't explain a darn thing. And so I went to her website. It was confusing to me. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do anything while I'm nursing. I'll just wait. And y'all, she never followed up. So here's a story about follow-up, okay? Because I could have been on somebody else's team. I turned diamond in 10 months. Do you not think that that first girl who I messaged is kicking herself for not following up with me? So anyway, I was like, well, I'll just wait. I'm nursing right now. I'm not going to do anything. In my head, I'm saying this because she did not ask me. So 9 months go by till the next friend posted. Well, it was already familiar to me, right? Because I had already looked it up because my other friend had already told me about it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that first skinny friend, that you can never trust the skinny friends, she not only didn't follow up, but she stopped posting. She stopped posting on Facebook. So y'all know the perception is reality rule, right? Perception is reality on social media. If you stop posting and you stop sharing about something, people assume you're not doing it anymore. You don't love it anymore. The product stopped working, whatever. They will think of all the things because you stopped sharing. Well, when my other friend, Beth Anderson, which some of you may know, Diamond Beth Anderson, when she shared, and I messaged her and I said, does that stuff really work? She's like, girl, Scott's lost 11 pounds. I don't even know how this stuff works, but I'm going to be at Target by your house later. Do you want me to bring you a sample? That was it. That was it. She came over, I tried it, and I said, this tastes good. She's like, I know. I have no idea how it works. I'm like, cool, sign me up. I did not need to know all the ingredients. I did not need to know a million testimonies. I just need to know it tasted good and her husband's had results. Okay. Or anybody else like that? You just listen to your friends. They tell you something, you're like, cool, let me do it too. So don't make this harder than it is, right? But the other key here is you got to follow up with people, because that other friend that I thought wasn't doing it anymore was still doing it. And I blocked her. I was so nervous. I didn't want her knowing that I joined somebody else. I blocked her for like 3 or 4 months before I finally was like, I hate to tell you this, but like, I'm like a senior Ruby now. And anyway, I didn't know you still did it, and she's like, oh yeah. And she was in like silver. So anyway, long story short, do not follow up with your people. Okay. Because I could have totally been on a different team, but I'm so thankful I'm on the team I'm on, right? God works in mysterious ways, and I'm thankful that I'm where I'm at. But the best advice I can give you for growing fast, and not everybody's going to be on the same journey. It just depends on where you are in life. I had 4 little kids I was crazy busy. I knew I really couldn't fit this in, but I had to make room for it, because within the first week, I didn't want my Diet Coke anymore. I knew something was wrong and my feet stopped hurting. I had plantar fasciitis from having that 4th baby. And I knew that that I was going to have to go get another shot in my foot. I was getting shots like every so many weeks because my feet were hurting so bad. I'm like, when I can't walk to the crib to pick up the baby, something's wrong. Okay. And when the nurse called to confirm my appointment, I had forgotten I'd even had plantar fasciitis. My feet just stopped hurting. I said, you know what? My feet aren't hurting right now. I'm not going to get that shot. I'll call you back. Y'all, that was 9 years ago. I've never called them back to get another shot in my feet. I have PCOS. I have had regular cycles every single month. Y'all, my doctor was shocked. She sends people to me for PCOS now because of all my success was just having regular cycles, and how that can just that makes you feel better, that makes you function better, that makes everything work right, in your body. So I have definitely had I've not had the miraculous weight loss, but I did lose some baby weight. But I've also had miraculous quality of life quality of life things happen. So when you can help somebody change their quality of life, you will have a customer for life. Do you agree? You can help them stop running to the bathroom. You can help their headaches go away. You can help them feel better, not need naps during the day. When you can help somebody like that, you've made a huge difference in their life. And the weight loss will come. The weight loss will come, y'all, and the inflammation will go away and they'll feel better and they'll be happier, right? And when you can do that for somebody, it's worth everything. And so I still get choked up when people tell me these things, and I'm like, gosh, all I did was share with you, and look at you, but that's I got to Diamond, like I said, in 10 months, so it's less than a year. I re-entered at my 1-year anniversary, so I was able to re-enter and grow another business under myself. That account is still at gold, but I'm working on my husband's, who is going to hit senior Ruby either this month or next month. So isn't that cool that they allow us to do that? That they allow us to not only, we can get to the top on one under ourselves, we can grow another business under ourselves, we can grow a business under our spouse, and it's all allowed. It's double dipping, y'all. Do it. But it's allowed, and it's encouraged, and it helps you to develop a legacy business that you can then pass down to your kids. How cool is that? Our businesses are willable. They are willable, and it is in my will to pass it down. And I tell you, when I didn't have a will until Plexus, and when we earned that first Hawaii trip, I was like, I'm not going that far away from my kids without a will. And so that's when we made our will, and I was able to look all this stuff up, and it's for real, y'all. They let us will our businesses to our children. Hang on, I got a drink. Oh, it's like 80. Where's my Frisco friend, Carol? It's like 80 degrees today. When it's hot today in Frisco, and I did a lot of outside stuff today, so need to get my water in. Anyway, you're in Austin. You had some tornadoes. My cousin's in Round Rock, and they said it went like right behind their house or something.
I'm Georgetown, just north of Round Rock. I'm like 10 minutes north. Yeah, it was crazy. Yep. Some
crazy weather for y'all. Y'all aren't used to that.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Nope.
So look at all these Texas people on here. Awesome. Okay. So anyway, back to my story. I'll tell you one thing that I did when I told you I didn't really have time to fit Plexus in. The one thing that I did, and this is where I fit it in, because I had an 18-month-old little one. I think my oldest was like 14 when I first started. And so, but what I did do is I gave up TV. And I know all y'all with your Netflix shows and all your stuff that you watch, but I gave up TV to watch Plexus videos. Okay, so that was my nightly entertainment. That's how I learned all the stuff. I am not a green personality. I'm a blue personality. Let's have fun, and where's my trip? That's me. Okay, if you know the colors. I'm not green. It does not come natural to me to know that there's alpha lipoic acid in Slim, that it helps with inflammation, that there's turmeric in our E's. I had to learn all this stuff, right? Like, and that's about all I know. Like, don't ask me anything else. Those are my keywords that I'll throw out there to make me sound smart. But you don't think that you have to know all there is about every product or about everything that our comp plan does to be successful. You do not. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you do not. And there's always a way to look that up. We have the help center, we have the chat, you have Kindle, like you have resources to find the answers out that you need, that if somebody asks you a question and you can say, let me get back to you on that, it makes you look better, like makes you look duplicatable, makes them think, oh, well, if she doesn't know all the answers, then I could do this too. Okay, so don't think that you have to know everything before you even get started or to be successful, because I certainly don't 9 years later as a diamond investor. So but anyway, I think, do y'all have any questions about my journey or anything? Or are you ready for my tidbits?
Y'all are welcome to either unmute yourselves if you want to ask a question, or obviously there's the chat. You guys can do it there as well. I mean, I have a few, but I want to hear the tips and then I'm going to ask my questions.
Okay. We'll go right into tips. Okay, so here's the thing that I share with my team all the time and that we talk about a lot, because I feel like I have a business degree. My background's marketing. I did that before Plexus, but I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years when I found Plexus. So it's not like I came right from the corporate world, but I do feel like I have that marketing, gene in my brain, and I'm constantly thinking about marketing my business. And I'm thrilled that we can start a business for $10. I mean, hello. If you were to build a brick and mortar, what would your loan have to be to build a business? You might know. A lot, right? I mean, you would have to take out a loan, and you'd have to think of all the things. You'd have to think of the brick. You'd have to think of the paint. You'd have to think of, who am I going to hire? Am I going to trust them? It's hard to find good help these days. Background checks, or what, because you've got to be able to trust these people. Mine was over $200K to open a health club in North Dallas. $200,000 to open a business. Okay. Were you making six figures your first 6 months? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that people make that much.
No. I'll answer you. No.
No. Okay, well, here I was, a stay-at-home mom with 4 girls, crazy busy, and I was making 6 figures in 6 months with a business that I paid $34.95 to start, and I wasn't even looking for business. Okay, and that is because we trust our friends. Word of mouth is better than any other advertising there is out there. I used social media to the fullest. Okay. Facebook was where it was at. I only had 330 Facebook friends when I started Plexus. It's not like I had this huge fan base or anything, but I was consistent. That is the key word today. If you are consistent in your business and you're planting seeds, people are watching you, and they're going to determine if they're going to follow you. Not right away, because they're just watching you, right? Okay, I see her posting. I'm going to see what she's doing next week. Let me see what she's doing next month. It may be a couple months before I'm ready, but I'm watching. Okay. And they want to know if you're real. They want to know if they could do this too. They want to know, is this something that I can afford? Is this something that I could do every day? And they're going to make a decision. Okay. What we have to do to keep our businesses open, let's just pretend like all of our businesses have that open sign that's blinking and flashing in our window. Is your open sign on, or is it turned off? Because if you're not sharing about Plexus, then your business is closed. Okay. And I don't mean that ugly. I've even had people tell me on my team, everybody knows that Plexus. I do not need to post that often. Everybody knows. Girl, I guarantee you everybody doesn't know. Or they're thinking she stopped sharing because she doesn't love it anymore, because she doesn't have faith in it anymore, and because she doesn't do it anymore, right? That's what they're thinking. If you're not sharing, then your business is closed. Okay, it's end of story, because perception is reality on social media. And some other things that you need to think about with your business. Is it inviting? Do people want to join you? Okay, look at your posts. And if you're not sure, ask a friend, buddy up with somebody on this call and say, hey, will you look at my wall and see if it looks like my store is inviting to people? Do I welcome them in? Do I engage with them? By engage, do you ever post anything where you're asking a question? That's an engagement post, right? So you're asking a question and people will respond, because the algorithms, we've all heard that nasty word that starts with an A, they will determine who's going to see your stuff by the engagement on your wall. So once you start looking at your Facebook and your Instagram as your storefront, then you will have a different outlook on what you post, how often you post it, who you're inviting in. Now let's talk about that, because that's a big deal too. And I do this on all my power hours, is we spend a lot of time friending people. Now, if you will look on if you go to Facebook and you click on the friends button on your computer, Underneath that, it'll say people that have sent you a friend request. Underneath that will be suggested people. Okay. On the suggested people, if you're on your computer, you can use your mouse and you can hover without even wasting time clicking on anybody. All you gotta do is hover under their name and it will show you all the mutual friends. If all the mutual friends are Plexus people, do you invite them to your store? No, they already got their own store. Okay. We don't need to invite them into our store. They're already Plexus people, unless you find somebody that you're trying to, be a power partner with, or, you're actual friends with them. But if you're not friends with them, do not invite them to your store. Okay. What you want to do is you want to hover over the people, and the mutual friends are all like people from your kids' school. They're people from church. They're people from your yoga class. They're other people. They're people from high school. Y'all, high school people come around. They do. And it's not always high school people. It can be their spouses. Okay. So I had a high school friend that was my football buddy. So I was on the drill team and he was my football buddy. He told his wife about my posts. She's a diamond on my team. Didn't know his wife. Okay. So, but he was in my store. And my store was inviting. And I posted something that made him think, oh, my wife could do that too. Okay. So think about that. Who you're inviting to your store. Is your store inviting? Who do you want to come into your store? And spend some time every single day inviting people into your store. Not everybody's going to accept your friend request. Okay. And that's okay. But if you're not inviting people every day, then you're not inviting new people into your store. Does that make sense? So as a business owner, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I've got people in my store all the time. Here's another example. Have you ever heard of the bathtub analogy? So you've got a bathtub and the drain is open so that when the water's on, it might be filling up a little bit in the bathtub, but it's also draining out. Okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's just say you've got some people that you're building a team, and these people, you're adding these people with welcome packs, but you're not duplicating. You're not helping them invite people to their store, right? So their store is closed. So it stops with them. They're in your store, but they're not going to keep inviting people because you're not helping them to learn how to do that. Well, guess what happens? Your faucet's on, but when your faucet starts trickling and you're not adding as many as you used to, that water that's in the bathtub will start draining. Okay. So then you don't have, where's your points? What happened to your team? And then you can get in this mindset of blaming Plexus, blaming your team. My team's not working. Plexus doesn't work anymore. This isn't right. But did you work your business? Did you help people find people to invite to their store? Did you duplicate it all? Did you get your people to silver? Did you show them the opportunity and the discounts and what they could earn by doing that, by opening their store? So just remember that but that bathtub analogy is always in the back of my head, because as soon as you turn that water off, as soon as you stop adding people, then it's all going to drain out. It just will. And that's the nature of our business. It's not Plexus. Okay. It's the nature of our business. And if network marketing is something new to you, then you need to learn about it. You need to get some books about it. I remember my very first leaders retreat, Eric Worre was the speaker. And we were at Amelia Island in Florida. And I remember him saying, you wouldn't become a realtor without learning what it means to be a realtor. You can't just go out there and start selling houses. You got to learn what it takes to be a realtor. You got to learn all the rules. You got to learn how to do your business, when's the best time, all the stuff about being a realtor. So we can't expect to know everything about network marketing without learning about it. Make sense? Well, that's all I got. That's my nutshell. That's my favorite thing to talk about.
I love him. I mean, and it's so funny because we so easily overcomplicate it in our brain. Mm-hmm. Like we forget that it truly is as simple as share your story, make your posts, have conversations with people, and just follow up with them. and go back to the beginning and share another story and have conversations and follow up. And it's just that simple way of growing your team. And it's the simplest things that hold people up. They're too scared to make a post because of what they think people are going to think about them, or they're too scared to start the conversation because they're scared of what people are going to think, or they don't follow up because they're scared of what people are going to think, right? And so we're so concerned with what others think that we're preventing our own dreams from actually happening, instead of just taking a chance on something that truly is such a simple model and such a simple way of changing lives. I love, though, the example that you gave with not being followed up on, because I've been there. I just had this happen a few weeks ago. And sorry, I'm trying to shut down my messenger so it starts beeping and it won't shut down. It will not quit. So hopefully people stop messaging me. But I reached out to a lady that I was really bad at following up with, and she had already joined with somebody else, and she was working the business. So, and she was part of my husband's extended family. And I'm like, well, that's not fair. You're family. So, following up, it's hard because to follow up successfully typically means you've got to be organized to know who to follow up with. And I feel like that can stop a lot of people. I just keep going back to pen and paper and a master list. I try all the systems and all the things, but pen and paper and a master list. And then being willing to sit and just wrestle with what you want to say, or ask for help with what you want to say to follow up to people. It's also just a hesitation because you're like, I already asked. I don't know how to ask again. Just ask for help and then you'll know what to do. So I loved that. And then when you said sacrifices, if you truly want something, if you truly have huge dreams and huge goals, that does require sacrifice. It just does. There's no way around that. And so, yours was giving up nighttime television. For me, I initially watched trainings like it was my full-time job. It was only on YouTube. We didn't have team calls. We would literally call in on a phone line and we were like, hey, we'd all be talking. But plugging into trainings, reading books, I'm surrounded by books. Learn, because the more you learn, the more confidence you have. And a lot of times it's just a lack of confidence that holds people back. So I love how you said that. And consistency being key, just showing up every day, regardless of if you feel like it, regardless of if you're confident you're going to, be your best that day. Just being consistent goes so far in this, because most people aren't. Most people get bored, or it gets a little bit hard and they're like, not for me. I must not be good enough for this. I do have a question on duplication. So I feel like duplication is kind of the pillar people get stuck on, because they get really bold enough to post and to start those conversations, and they get people going, and they can even keep them happy on their products. But it's when it comes to bringing up the business that for some reason it's way scarier than bringing up the products. And I've even had some people say it makes them feel like they're devaluing the products, or that person's going to think they suckered them into it. Or so I just don't know if you have any tips just on experiences you've had, or ways that you help new people, or even just bring up the business with them, just things that have helped you just with that duplication pillar of getting people inspired to do the business alongside you.
Well, I will tell you, we've, in the Dallas area, and some of y'all may have been to the Growth Summit. Have y'all been to the Growth Summit? So hang on. So, and one of the things that Genevieve has shared that I do now that works almost all the time is to tell people that you pride yourself in helping people get their products paid for, so that finances are never in the way of their health journey. So just that simple statement saying that is something that you like to do with all of your friends that join you on this journey. You want to help them get their products paid for. That doesn't seem like you're asking a lot, right? Yeah. And so then from there, who can say no to that? Mm-hmm. From there, yeah, it is. It's the truth. And then from there, you're just like, we want to make sure that that you have 3 friends that join you on this journey. And to make it easier on people, I always suggest that they put us in a 3-way chat, because that way if they don't know what to say to their friends, that I can say it for them, or I can fill in the gaps for them. And then if they're in a 3-way chat, they're learning too, right?
Yeah.
So that usually works.
Yeah. And I do love that. I did hear Genevieve say that. And it's true. Like, and I've been talking to some people recently, and I even said the same thing. Like, I do pride myself in being able to help people to cover the cost. Cause I know for me, I could afford this, like, for maybe a hot minute. Really, my first month went on a credit card because I couldn't afford this. There was no way I could have continued if I hadn't shared. And so many people are in that same boat, and they may truly have a desire to do this and not be able to, simply because of cost, and us not being willing to at least bring up the option of sharing is the thing that could really, make it to where this isn't changing their life in many ways.
Mhm.
So I love that. Yeah, it's just being willing to do the scary things. And
I
not like,
know.
"It's scary."
And not everybody's going to do it, and that's okay. But just, don't make it harder than it is. Don't use the words like do the business. That can be scary to somebody.
Yeah.
But finding some accountability partners, that doesn't sound too scary,
Yeah, I love it. Well, does anyone else have questions? I know it's 8:30. I promised Alicia we keep these to 30 minutes. No, you got your family to get to. And you guys are welcome. If you think of something, you can just shoot them to me and I can ask her. But we are so thankful for you. I just really appreciate you giving us some of your time. And I have tons of notes, and it's, it just really reiterated to me that no matter where you get in your business, like, just stop overcomplicating it and just be a little brave, become a student of this, build your confidence, and be coachable, ask for help. And that's really
have fun. And I think that some people just make it too hard. And it's one of the things that we all miss, especially in the last couple of years, is just being together and having fun. Right. So make sure that you get to convention. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure that y'all are all headed to convention, and I will see you in Ohio. Or if anybody's going to Gold School, I'll see you there as well. So
we've got some going. Yeah.
Yay,
and
good.
Quite a few of us going to Ohio. You did mention a potential hint.
Okay, the hint. Okay. So I have this favorite flavor of Slim that some of you might have that has been limited for a while, but we will be able to get it tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting.
I don't know if that's a hint. That's like a straight up, but
That's
hey, we love it. We love it.
It's coming, and it's
so
coming, and we can share it and not be scared that it's going to be sold out by the time our friend orders, right?
It's so exciting.
Yay!
So, okay, well, tomorrow's big day. 3 days left. Thank you, Alicia. We appreciate it.